if we had known this much then, we wouldn't have said yes to each other.
But sometimes you're fantastic as a person. I'm fantastic, but we might not just
Be fantastic for each
for
other.
each other.
Guys, there's a certain way that towels need to be folded, for example. Why can't you help me fold the towel the way it should be folded? Maybe sometimes as well, we put people on pedestals that we shouldn't. We need to see people as humans, and then when they make mistakes, it doesn't affect our heart so much.
So, hi Mabel. I have been dating someone for 2 years now, and I'm at that stage where everyone around me keeps asking when we are getting married. Honestly, I love him, but deep down I'm scared. I've seen too many Christian marriages fall apart, couples who seemed perfect in the faith, but now barely speak, and some even hate themselves to the extent of revenge and resentment. Sometimes I wonder if love and prayer are really enough. How do you truly know you're ready for marriage? I see and admire you guys on this channel, but I don't know what to believe anymore. What would you say to your younger self before you said I do? Are there mistakes you made or things you would have done better? What did you look out for to stay really happily married till now? Really, I hope you get to treat this as an episode pretty soon. And thanks for all you do on the channel. So this question is such a raw and honest one, and it's a very pretty question. You know, it's something that I think of truly. So I can relate with this question, that it not only scares people who are still single, but even those that are married, with the rate of divorces you see. So it's a valid concern. And because of how this question came in today, I said, no, I'm not going to talk about it myself. So I have here with me a guest that, we'll be chatting about this, this question. And today I have with me here the beautiful, married, and wise Dr. Siju.
That's such an intro. What do you mean by beautiful marriage? Oh my word.
No, on the series. We just,
okay.
of course, we call people
that relates to what we're talking about. But that's such an introduction. I haven't been introduced like that before, for sure. The beautiful married. Anyway, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we're talking about this. How are you doing?
I am well, actually. I am well.
Dr. Siju has been here with me, let's say, countless times now. So I'm sure, and I've gotten, beautiful reviews about,
Have you now?
yes,
Oh,
about
that's really
the
good.
things you've shared. Just that some of the reviews come in personally to me, because some people watch on the TV, right? Oh, I really enjoyed that session with Dr. Siju, and the recent one, the most recent one we shot on,
as well.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So I said, let's talk about this, because it caught my attention about, amongst other questions I got, and I felt, let's bring it out. I even had to, bring it out of the pool of others that came before, because I felt this is an ongoing issue in this person's life. So the earlier she gets a response, it would help her decision or something. Yeah. But before we go in, I want to ask a tricky question.
Let's have it.
What is one thing you still don't enjoy, or you still don't fancy about marriage? You've been married for 14 years now. Yeah. So what is still one thing that you still don't like, or you still don't fancy about marriage, that you have to deal with?
Honestly?
Yes.
Sharing my space. Listen, guys, there's a certain way that towels need to be folded, for example. Why can't you help me fold the towel the way it should be folded?
Wow, you see how this issue is in 14 years.
Honestly, because the person I'm married to, bless you, Lanre, I love you so much, but he now does this thing for the sake of doing them, just because he wants to have a good laugh, because he knows that it will rile me up. Yeah. But I'm not talking about the towel, literally. I'm just saying the way that I want things to be done. And because I'm sharing space with another person, I'm thinking in my head, there's a certain way that things should align. But because there's another person on that journey with me, it's not always going to be the same. And especially, which I'm working on by the grace of God, I'm not going to say that word over myself, but start with a P. I know you know what I'm saying. So,
Patience.
That's a good name. But it's not even patience. I'm talking about perfection.
Ooh.
So in my head, there's a certain way. And then perfection, when people speak into perfection, they say, oh, they want things to be done, in the right way. But to me, it's even different. The right way is the way my head is thinking about it, which is not necessarily the right way, actually. It's my interpretation of the right way. So that gets in the way as well. So, yeah, sharing my space has been...
Any other one you can think of? Why you're thinking of something? Mine
this would be like a call out to Larry, because everything else, Larry, but I'm joking. You know I am.
Mine is cooking.
I don't cook.
Oh, you don't cook?
No.
Wow. I wish I don't have to cook. How do you do it?
The good thing about cooking is that it doesn't come with being married. It's something that we choose. But you see, sharing your space comes with being married. And that's why it's something that I am still working through. But cooking is not a packaged deal with being married.
But if I'm not married, have to cook. I can decide what I eat, if I'll cook or not.
Yeah. Decide what you eat and then do it. And then the other person who's wanting to eat differently can make the food they want to.
Too. How do you do that?
That even makes it easier. They can fend for the children.
Yeah, your word.
But truthfully, I don't cook, and it's just very peaceful when you don't have that added.
Oh my God, I wish it doesn't come with it, But
does it really come with it, or is that like a gender role that we have then taken on ourselves?
No, my husband cooks, but
it's good.
But it still revolves around who makes the decision of, just one person has to be ahead of
the person that's nurturing.
Yes. So with how we've planned everything, I still have to, plan, this works then. So there's one person that is thinking, this is what happens. So even if I'm not going to cook for a week, at least the resources have to be there,
Right.
Yeah. So it's just thinking about...
Of course, actually, that makes sense to me. So in terms of how we structure, some people are naturally gifted in terms of, stocking up the house and things like that. And that's me as well. I will get the things that we need, sort out the rudiments, but... Because again, think about it. You cook for 3 hours. Sometimes because we boil the chicken, whatever, and then you sit down and enjoy it for like 10 minutes. Why are you spending so much?
A lot of time cooking.
I'm sure I've been using.
No, it's one thing I really enjoy. I wish it, but I think it comes with the package and just managing it. Yeah, it's not as if I dislike it. I just would have preferred a life without it. So just having.
But guess what? When I'm stressed, guess what I do?
You cook?
That's when I start baking all sorts.
You're special.
I am indeed. When they see me in the kitchen baking, they know there's something going on today.
Wow. Yeah. I will only do that if
when
if it's under duress, maybe the kids want
because
it
now
or
I
something.
need time to think, right?
So
so when I'm in the kitchen tidying up, that's when I'm thinking.
Amazing. So we did all that to just tell you that it's a rosy one, but there are also differences with no matter how you're in love with this person you got married. There'll still be differences. But how are you making it work? How are you learning to cope with it in a positive way to see, how does this work? Because the differences will always be there. You're two different humans. So it's how to make those differences work for you guys. So back to this question, Dr. Siju. So this person is...
so she sends me the question because sometimes I like to
have an idea
go through the question as we have the chat
ahead of time.
But I haven't even gone through this ahead of time, but I want to pick it apart one after the other. So that's why I've got my phone, and that's why I'm playing with my phone.
Yeah, because I can feel the concern, the fear in our words. You know, it's really. So thank you for that person that sent that question. It's been vulnerable, and I think it's a good thing to ask for counsel at some point in life. So I can feel the pressure. I can feel the uncertainty. I can feel the unwritten words that are just captured in that, in that short question. And I understand how it can be scary seeing people that, you look up to, kind of, or people you just feel, people you feel they have something going on, or people you see that they married
sort of
for
like,
so
you know,
many
fear of
years.
the unknown.
Yeah.
But also even fear of what you have seen, heard, and potentially experienced as well in some marriages that are close to you. So maybe this is where this might be coming from.
Yeah. So because sometimes you have a couple of, married people, and anytime you see them, it kind of gives you this hope that, things are working.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you just see that, so many years, after so many years. The one that bothers me is when I see people that have been married for maybe 15, 20 years, and I'm like, where is this coming from? So it doesn't mean that no matter how long it stays, something can still happen.
Oh, yeah. Because we're not the person that got married 10 years ago is not the person that's here right now. Like we say, people change, we evolve, we grow. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So the things that you could relate to. Oh, very good example. I had gotten married. I didn't used to be a fussy person, to be fair. I don't think I used to be. Well, maybe Larry would not agree with this. And Larry is my husband, by the way. But I think that I didn't used to be a fussy person. And things happened at some point. Childbirth happened. And I could not stand a dusty, which meant that every day I was stressed out because I was always cleaning, mopping every single day.
Wow.
Thank God I'm no longer that person that's, stressing out about dust in an unhealthy way. Because you should want to be clean, but that was unhealthy. It was becoming too much. Yeah, so things will happen. So the person that he met is not this person now that's like,
you were not like that when he met you.
I just said that to say that things will happen. People will change. And people don't have to change for, in that way that I've just said. People can, now understand who they are, come into their being and all of this nice stuff. So you just have to continue to grow with that person. And that's why they say marriage is a journey. You don't feel like, I'm married now, I've arrived. No, you've just started because this person that you're married to will change. And again, like we say, you need to leave room for that change. We haven't even gone into the story.
And we will now. We will now. So what I just wanted to ask, what are things someone should look out for? Or if you can remember 2 or 3 things you looked out for when you were going to get married, because I can, from the outside, I know about your marriage. It looks like you're very happy you're married.
It looks nice. And we've done a good job at pancaking. I'm joking.
You're happily married, I can see. So what would you have said to yourself? Let's go back. Okay, what would you have said if you want to go back to your 20-year-old Siju? What would you have told yourself? And I'm sure this lady is in that stage now, pre-marriage. What should she look out for based on your own lived experience?
Okay, I'm happy to speak into that because recently Larry and I were talking about this as well. Knowing what we know now, would we have gotten married to each other? Guess what our answer was? Guess. You're scared.
You said no.
Yeah, the 2 of us.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. And not because we were not in love, we don't love each other. No. But because, like this person said in that note, she said, is love enough? The kind of love that's involved in marriage is not the kind, I mean, obviously the one God has for us regardless. That's not the kind of love that you have towards your partner. This love is, for example, if somebody is hurting you, if they're abusing you, you're not going to stay in love with them. And the Bible even talks about a quarrelsome woman that you need to go on the rooftop to, you need. So that's not what we're saying. It's unconditional. The love God has for us is what's unconditional. The one that we share with our partners, there could be a time when you need to then use your brain to decide whether you can carry on with some things. But that's an aside. I was saying that Larry and I had a sit down and we were saying, do you know, because we don't, what we know now, we did not know it then. And we think that if we had known this much then, we wouldn't have said yes to each other.
But there's no way you'd have known.
But there's no way we would have known. So what am I saying? To my 20-year-old self, I think you want to leave room for self-awareness. That's one thing that I think was not as much as a part of my decision making then. There's a lot of awareness that I've done now that obviously has been helpful to know, even on my journey. But you want to know yourself a lot more, and also your partner, the person you're getting married to. You want to spend time to know them. I know that one of the things that people say before, when they're chatting to unmarried people is, what's that list? That checklist.
Oh, okay. So checklist.
Say, something. Is he godly? All these
Qualities you're looking for.
They say it, but not so many people actually sit down to pour over those qualities and see the ones, so I say qualities and I also say values in their partner, to see the ones that it's a deal breaker for them. It's a fancy idea to sit back and, I've got this. But you see, you're not ticking those boxes because you want to attend the next intending couples counseling sessions to say that we've done it. No, you're doing it because 20 years down the line, you'll be the one in that marriage, and then you can say, actually, did I say this was a deal breaker or no? Because marriage, you wake up in the morning, somebody's breath is not the greatest. And okay, I'm even going too far. We've seen marriages where people have woken up to their pregnant wives and they've looked at them like,
how did I get here?
And this is true life story. So when you want to decide who you want to marry, understand yourself first. What are my values? What are my deal breakers? They say, what are my red lights or
red flag?
I said red lights.
There's a red there.
Jesus help my mind. Anyway, what are your red flags? Don't let any other person's red flag be your red flag. And this is why you need to know yourself. Self-awareness is very, very important. Know who you are. Write down your qualities and your values. Based off of that, write down the ones of your partner. You may want to also sit down and cross-check this together. And it might not even be that the values that you've written down, there's anything bad at all in them. But if it doesn't align with the other person's, then you see that there will be a problem down the line. She's got, let me even go back to that story.
So the question, yeah.
I like how she started off by saying,
this marriage has
she's dating someone for 2 years, and she's at an age now where everyone around her keeps asking when she's getting married.
There's pressure there.
Usually, when you are writing something down, it's the thing that's foremost on your heart that you write down. And then when you wipe it out, then you start to... Anyway, I say that to say that perhaps the reason why you're even thinking more about marriage is not necessarily because you're ready for the marriage. It is because you're being pressured.
So people are already asking you when
Because
you're
you said
getting
people are
married. So you
already
feel
asking you.
you're at that stage where you should make a decision.
Yeah, and you're thinking, okay, I need to now be thinking seriously about marriage, which is fair enough. I mean, some people will. Story of Jesus. Jesus was under pressure. Anyway, the wedding at Cana.
Yeah.
Jesus was sitting and minding his business. Guess what his mom did? Told the people that were seeking after wine.
And my son
Say, go and meet him. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. Jesus did not act
set
like he
up.
was ready for for miracles at that time. I mean, maybe he was, but the way the Bible told us the story, it didn't appear like, you know,
He
that
came
he wanted
ready.
to be doing miracles at that. And then, you know, when they told him about what his mom had said, mom, you know, and so maybe you need some people to. So I said that to say maybe you need some people to launch you into what you should be doing, which is fair enough. But what I want to say is that you need to check that out. If there's no pressure there, and if, yeah, what that means for you. And she says, honestly, I love him, but deep down, I am scared. Now, why are you scared? You need to sit down and ask yourself, why am I scared? And I think that's where you've then written, I've seen too many Christian marriages fall apart. So the things around you have then formed your idea about marriage. So what do you mean Christian marriages? Marriages between two Christians, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe sometimes as well, we put people on pedestals that we shouldn't. We need to see people as humans. And then when they make mistakes, it doesn't affect our heart
So much.
Yeah. Because when you think that, and this happens a lot when we're thinking about, you know, how pastors, we've heard several stories of pastors who've made mistakes and people have stopped going to church because the pastor has done something. It is not necessarily, I'm not, I'm not saying that very casually, because I know that the Bible says that when they will be asked, the people that I put in your care, how did you do them, or what did you do with them? So I know that that's an important assignment, but I'm saying that even us, when we don't put people on such a high pedestal, it will not, when they come,
it won't have that power
it
to
won't have
shake
that
us.
effect to shake our core. Because when people stop going to church, that's their core, that's their identity. When they stop believing in God, that's.
So that means they've placed a lot on that said person that messed up at that time.
And so now they cannot
than the core, which is God they're
remove
serving.
that person's frailty. Yeah? Because even in our best, we are still frail. Even in you know, the best of us is still dysfunctional, like one of our mentors says. So we cannot now detach that dysfunctionality. There's part and parcel of being human to the image of a perfect person that we're. So what I'm saying is that everybody's on their own journey. So for this sister that has written in, maybe what you want to do is take your eyes off those marriages that are not working and also allow humans do what humans do. But also put your gaze on Jesus.
I think that's it.
Which, you know, Jesus shows us the perfect example of marriages. And it's that marriage of him and the church. That's what, you know, the Bible says that that's the bride, right? So that's the marriage you want to be looking at. And I'm not saying that it's not good to have mentors, and I'm not saying that it's not good to have people that you look up to. But if the ones that you're looking up to are filled with negativity, that's not a good visual for you. That's not a good image that you're beholding. That's not a good image. But thankfully, we have a better model in Jesus, who I think we should be looking at. So she says that the couples who seem perfect in the faith, and that's the thing about, I'm sitting here right now with a lot of powder on my face. Maybe there's acne under my skin. But you can't see because people have learnt the act of pancaking.
Of course, you have to come out and
how
look like what you're going through.
Exactly. And that's the world that we live in. Once we start peeling off the layers, that's when you start seeing. And that's why I am an advocate of, listen, man will be man. Don't celebrate people, honor people, appreciate their giftings, but they're not your model. Christ is. So you're speaking about barely speaking, and so she's spoken about the issues in the marriage. And then she says, sometimes I wonder if love and prayer are really enough. I would tell you that prayer handles a lot of things. In fact, I remember one song we used to sing in the what's that thing? Prayer. What was that thing? Sunday school. Prayer is the must. Jesus started with prayer. So we know the power of prayer. And I think there's nothing impossible for God to do, right? But I don't want you to get into marriage thinking we will pray this away. It's as if saying that
that's a trap.
That you want to change a man. Or you want to change, you can't change anybody.
True.
No.
And I feel before,
and I'm not saying I'm not saying that prayer doesn't change a man. I'm saying that prayer works. Prayer can change somebody, but if that person is not willing to change, then you'd be praying and you're thinking, oh, God is not answering my prayer. And then you'd be disappointed in God that, oh, God is not answering my prayer. Meanwhile, it's not God that's not answering your prayer. It's whatever is standing in the way. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Right. I think you delved into it. There actually, it's what I have to say, in addition to what you said about what she should look out for, is be real to yourself. There's something you cannot cope with.
Yes. I like that one.
If there's something you can't cope with, because I think sometimes few people that I've heard, that I've seen, had issues, or maybe it didn't work out, and I'm like asking, when did this start? This has been so many years. It has always been there, even before marriage.
A few days ago, Larry and I were Larry and I have the most candid conversations ever. So there's nothing that he's going to say that will throw me off balance. There's nothing I'll tell him that will throw him off balance. We have such great communication. The other day we were having a walk, and then he says, no. So one of our friends is getting married. Excuse me. She called us, and then we were having a chat as we were walking. And then when she hung up, then Larry says, what did he say? I can't remember what exactly he said. Then so we started having the conversation, and he said, Siju, you know that I haven't really changed in terms of my personality. I get it that he hasn't really changed, but I also get that he's been on a journey and he's grown. So growth has meant that some things have changed. But you see, some core things have not changed. Somebody, for example, who's got
like a temper or something.
I'm not even saying, because temper you can work on. I'm saying more fundamental things like, maybe ADHD, for example.
Okay.
and so because of that, it's they then do things in certain ways, and you're thinking that when they get married,
they're going to be more lenient,
or they'll see life differently. No, you're trying to change a person's
fundamentally grown adults.
This is how this person sees it. I mean, and don't misunderstand me. There can be some elements of changes, but the core thing is that this person sees the way they.
Now, if you're still watching this video at this moment, thank you. I sincerely do appreciate it. But before we continue the video, can I ask for one more favor? Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet, or give this video a like. Smash that button, smash the like, give it a like,
leave a comment, just anything. I sincerely would love to hear from you. I read every chat, or I read every comment, and I respond to it. It helps me really make more valuable content on this channel that you actually want to watch. Okay, enough of my rants. Let's go back into the video.
Sometimes you're fantastic as a person. I'm fantastic, but we might not just be
fantastic for each other.
And that's when there are issues. You see this person is really good as a wife, or make a good husband.
Right now, we're not really helping
right,
this
man.
woman that has written in because we're being too truthful. I think.
But I think we need to hear that truth.
I think so.
Because as at when I got married, Siju, I was looking at everything open
with
like
gold trimmed lenses.
I keep asking my husband, I said, were we really blind? Were we really in love?
And that's what
in love? Were we really blinded? We mentioned those things. I went to someone to say, how do you see this person? Do you see he will do something like this? And if I'm looking, because sometimes
maybe you're not
happened.
I even thought you were going to say that everything just looked very gold and nice.
Not at all. There were things that happened, and I'm not thinking, if he made this kind of decision now, for example, I'll be truthful here. The way my husband talks was a concern to me. He can be very brash and sometimes
very fast.
Do you understand?
I know him.
And I'm like, can I cope with this? Because I feel it should be a little more. And it doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be like me. He can't. So if you don't really know him, he can catch you off guard. Yes, because because till now there's sometimes we don't say something. I say, don't. You don't have to drop it. Drop it. Layer it. And,
so he doesn't do like what they call it, sandwich feedback.
No,
no. He doesn't sandwich his feedback.
He just going to say, "Are you getting married? You're not getting married." Don't say.
Or maybe this is the person that we need on this couch. He needs to, come and tell us.
No, when he's coming, as he's dropping, he wants to drop it.
Did you hear that? Sorry. You quickly.
So I had to ask. I said, "Is this because I had to think that when we at some point in marriage, when we need to really say things, would he just? Because I had to talk with my mentor. I said, I'm concerned with this person.
But wait, has he changed?
It hasn't changed, but I understood him better that he wasn't being disrespectful. He's just someone that his personality is not like my personality. Okay. So I saw that, the fear of God is there, so there's no disrespect. Because I was concerned that this is the kind of person that will just talk to you and say, you might talk to you just. But
I dare say that, even with your own disposition and maybe the way you handle things, and for him as well, a level of growth would mean that maybe he isn't even as brash.
Yeah, we've rubbed off on each other. Because me, there are sometimes
you
just have to.
would have done yourself almost like the greatest disservice going into the marriage thinking, I'll change him. Would pray about it. No, darling.
But that was a conscious one I had to look at. I said, there might be a little clash in this. How do I manage it?
You want to tease out. You want to find out these things that you made. They are deal breakers for you. You cannot stand them.
Yeah. So what are your deal breakers? Does this person have to share the same faith with you? For me, that was a major one. Yes, we cannot be on different. And no, that was one for me. So it might not be for you, but find those deal breakers. We have to agree on some certain things. Just like she said, those values, and you can be the only person that will be so real to yourself to say, these are the things I can stand. These are the things I can't stand.
Yeah.
Would we be praying together? If you have that in mind, then you have to ask this guy and know what he feels about it
saying.
Before you get married.
The future you envisage is a future where you guys are doing morning devotion, and now he's saying things like, I don't do morning devotion.
But maybe he didn't even grow up in a home.
And he's not willing to.
Open to
but I think even those acts, because I call them acts and service, whatever, the activity, I think there are even things that people can grow into. I think what I'm speaking into is the core of a person, somebody that's not respectful. Do you see? It's not because of an activity. They cannot suddenly now become respectful.
Yeah.
They have to
Those
walk
are
a journey.
yeah, those
And
core.
that has to be a conscious journey. Somebody whose value is not kindness.
Oh, that's a big one.
So so these are the things I'm
That's
saying. So it's
big
not
one.
all these activities of coming to church with me. People can even come to church with you if they want to marry you. And once they are married to you, they stop going to the church.
True.
Because but kindness, huh?
So how would you know that a man is kind?
How he treats you, how he treats other people.
How he treats
In
you, how he
fact,
treats other people.
I would go for how he treats other
people.
before I think about how he treats me, because he can treat me very kindly because he will, or maybe not kindly, very nicely, because he has an agenda. But when we see
how he treats us other
an
people.
old woman and he says, let me help you with your wheelchair, let me help you with your grocery, then I'm thinking, okay, he's not doing this to
possibly how he reacts to other issues that doesn't even concern you.
How is, how when he sees that little child, what does he say? How does he react? So things like that. That's what I am saying. Someone's values, compassion. Those are very, very important for me. And so those are the things that I think is important when you're writing down things. Don't be wanting to say somebody that goes to the grocery store with me, because kindness will compel them to go to the grocery store, even if they don't naturally like to do so.
An offshoot.
Yeah,
an offshoot. Oh, something came to my mind just
You
now.
remember it.
I just wish so. Oh, it was just from what you said now.
About
it's about oh yeah. I wanted to say, when you hear about the person's future. Now this one feels like what everybody say.
I like to hear
What does this person have in plan for their future? Are you in it? Because I find out that it's when people now get married, they are now finding out or remembering that this man or this woman would have preferred not to be working, or the man prefers the wife not to be working. I feel it should not be a surprise.
And the thing that we say about alignment, right? You are a person who's driven. You like to develop yourself. You go for seminars. You go for all these things because it is innate and just you're intricately woven to want to develop yourself, invest in yourself. And so things like that will come naturally to you. When you see a conference, you sign up and things like that. Because that at your core, you're somebody that's very futuristic and you're focused on your development, in short. But the person that you now that you're traveling that journey with is not somebody that thinks about the future in the way that you think about it. It's not somebody that thinks about development, and that even some people don't even understand that, or don't even understand that we need to develop as a person. So they won't even leave room for development. So they won't even leave resources for development. So for example, you're going for a conference in the US, and then you say to your partner who does not believe in development, and you say, oh, Max,
yes, look at you. Oh, Maxwell.
Oh, Maxwell is having a conference. First of all,
who's Maxwell? Who is?
You see? And
why should we be going?
And then you can't even explain.
Then imagine it's not a paid conference.
Of course, you're paying.
But imagine if you now get to a stage in that marriage and you say, let's go for counseling. It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
And so he's thinking counseling. I have people that have told me that the people that they sit with on the couch in counseling are human beings like them. So why would they go and sit with other people?
You can't explain it to that person. That's why we have so many issues, sis. Because imagine if one person is thinking, oh, let's go and get help, and the other person is not seeing it, is not buying into the idea. The best or the worst that happens is that, oh, maybe you now drag the person, but they won't get any results because the other person doesn't believe that this is a process that is important in this journey.
And it's not about them. It's not about them not loving you. It's just about their core. Where are they coming from? What's their journey? What's their experience with life? Do you see? Because these are the things that make up a person's identity.
And sometimes I just ask, where did you find each other? Because I'm not seeing, apart from two people in love, I'm seeing one person in another level, and the other person they're totally not in
and
line.
this is also why we say that in marriages, you want to grow together. If the wife is growing, and I know that this is not even this lady's question, but we hope that that has answered your question. But we're just chatting here now a bit more. If your journey, if the wife is growing, the best thing that can happen to the husband as well is to be growing. Because the wife that is growing, now the things that used to be okay, she's thinking, e.g., you guys are not given to attending conferences or chatting about you're married to like a therapist, a counselor, and things like that. And then suddenly the wives is attending conferences, new knowledge, new, ideas are flowing. She's seeing herself in a new light. She's thinking, oh, I can be this, I
Having
can
new
be
expectations, true.
Identity is now changing. She's changing her circle of friends as well, because now she's meeting new people. She's going out more because now there's another conference. In fact, now she's speaking at these conferences and things are happening. You, on the other hand, think about conferences as a waste of time.
So she's leaving you behind.
She hasn't even only left you behind on the conference level. Now, a circle of friends have changed. And so when they're coming together, they're chatting about other, interesting stuff. You're chatting about things that have happened. I don't know. So your journeys are no longer aligned. And then there will be friction. There will be friction because now you're saying, why you're going out every day now? You have that's your friend that's always, giving you ideas. And then she's saying, no, you need, so you don't want to.
So you're already.
So you want to grow together is the gist of this story. As the husband of the house, if you're growing, please take your wife along.
Don't grow alone.
Don't grow alone.
That's how you go.
Whatever you think is helpful for you. Yes. But it's as if you're very good analogy. You're traveling or walking a path together. Mabel and I are going and traveling. We're walking on a path together, and suddenly I increase my pace because maybe I've had a drink, so I'm energized, and then I'm increasing my pace. Mabel hasn't had the same drink that I have had, so she's slowing a bit down. She's slowing a bit down. Guess what happens to me? I have to come back. We're wasting time. If I have to do that, I have to come back and then drag her along, and then my journey is not as fast anymore because now I'm having to pull her along. But imagine if you offer her the same drink at the start, like you were having the drink and then you offer her this drink, and I'm hoping and hopeful that she likes the same drink. Otherwise, that's going to be another one. But I think, whatever reasonable addition you're bringing in, whatever reasonable growth structure you are attempting, offer it to her as well. Yeah. And then hoping that you're also aligned, and then she will be like, oh yeah, that's actually helpful. So you can go together. And I'm not saying that we'll always travel at the same pace, which is not even with women. Our stories and journeys are different.
But at least you're going in the same direction.
You're going in the same direction. And you can stay at the end of the road and say, hurry up, babe.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Right, and she will get there. You don't have to turn back to go and get her.
There's something I remembered that has helped me in this journey, or that is still helping me, and I think you've mentioned it, is that thirst for knowledge.
Yeah.
I started attending marriage seminars, conferences, even before I was ready for marriage.
Yeah.
And thankful to my uncle's wife that I lived with. He said, you don't have to start preparing when you get there. Start preparing so that when the person comes, you have an idea. Once you see the person, you just know that, oh, this person fits into this space. And it reduces your chances of,
It's just like when
wasting your
you
time
know when
with the
you're
wrong
praying
person.
for rain, you don't have umbrella. You're just there praying, let it rain. And then when it starts raining, umbrella, shade, I need to cover,
I used this same analogy when I was speaking with someone yesterday. I said seasons in marriage will come, whether you like it or not. There will be issues that will come. It's just like living in, this part of the world, and you say you have to pray against the winter. Whether you pray from now to tomorrow, that season will come. But what you can do is to prepare, to arm yourself, so that when the season comes, you are well prepared for
honestly,
it.
prayer should be another conversation, because the way we just think God is a magician. God does not
And I
do
think
magic.
sometimes God
He
is
does
just watching us like
miracles,
this
right?
and
They're
say,
different things.
this one, I'm not in it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen fire.
And then we'll be thinking God doesn't answer prayers. Because what are you praying?
Prayer
They
warriors.
said those prayers are not answered because they've been prayed and
I
missed.
miss.
What are you praying? That there will be no winter. Okay. Well, if global warming continues.
Or you're back in Africa and you're saying there won't be rainy season or dry season. There won't be extreme sun. You can't pray it away. Those are the seasons.
Yeah.
And also in marriage, in relationships, there are seasons. But how are you preparing for those seasons? And you don't prepare for the seasons when you get there. You prepare ahead of those seasons.
Yeah.
So I would say, as someone who is single, one thing that I feel I don't regret doing is going for those seminars, conferences, reading books, just digesting everything. And I'm seeing I'm still seeing some of those, those fruits now. So sometimes I'm not so surprised that I'm getting more interested in this part of life, because you need to see how I was reading for those things. Like,
but do you know, and this is not even a marriage question, but can I ask you, why do you think people are not as invested in personal development? Because I don't know.
What I can say from my lived experiences, based on where they're coming from, my dad bought a lot of books around, and
So
then I
that's what
lived
you
with
saw.
and then I lived with my uncle that would say, you pick a book every week, you read it whether you like it or not. So I kept reading books whether I liked it or not. So it became, my uncle had a bookshelf that I imagined that when I get into my house, I'll have a bookshelf
as well.
So it just happened out of my
So it's something that you
upbringing.
started life with.
Yes. So when I started earning my money, when I was in school, I see myself buying books or going to this place, they discount books, and just buy a lot of books and hang it. It became, it
So
was,
this is to say that it is important how we start our lives, and even more important who we start or do life with. So I'm trying to bring it I'm trying to bring it back to the marriage conversation.
So that's how I got my own love
it.
for those things. And then living in my uncle's house, you have to go for a seminar, one conference. He will pay for things for you, just go. So it came, that's how I got mine.
Imagine if your uncle then had a wife who does not like that at all, who gets irritated by the thought of him getting
you shouldn't have married that way.
But then there's situations where people are in marriages like that.
That is another one.
The core of other people, they're just misaligned. And now they're fighting, they're having quarrels because they looked away.
Yeah, because they looked away on those things before they got married. I can imagine, let's say the worst of things, if my husband had gotten married, if my uncle has got married to that kind of person, which is very slim because that was who he was. I don't know how they would have, managed it. It would have been something different. Because then
that's a lot of investment when you're buying books.
Because then I remember when I come back from holiday in, university, I'll need to tell my auntie everything I read. It became like, and then it wasn't very convenient. It was like discipline. Like, how will I be reading? Must I read this book? Just imagine year one. See, read all these books, and I'll come and tell my auntie what I read from those books. Then the way I felt the wearing sticking, I just felt, I was just doing it just to obey. But unconsciously, they got into me, and I saw myself, developing, and I was saying, yes. So I feel that's one thing. If you didn't grow up in in a family that encourage that, you can start it, because you will be the family that your next generation will be looking forward to. So if you cannot correct what has been done, you can start yours.
And that's why I said, even to this person, that even if all the vision around you about marriage is all negativity, you can be the one that breaks that trend by making Jesus your model, by making the marriage, the God's model for marriage, your type of marriage. And I think also there's something to speak into about fear as well. You know, when she said that she's fearful, you don't want to start out being fearful as well. So you need to know. I'm so sorry. There's a proverb in my mind, but it's so Yoruba proverb,
And you can't,
and I can't just say
it to English.
what.
Say it in Yoruba.
If I say it literally, it does not even make
Makes
sense.
sense.
So what a bird has eaten is what it flies with.
You can say it in Yoruba.
No, let me not
Say
do
it in
that.
Yoruba
Nǹkan tẹ́yẹ bá jẹ lẹyẹ máa gbé fò. Gbé fò, sorry. Meaning that it is the strength, the stamina that you've worked up that you will fly with. Do you see? So it is what you have
invested
now
into yourself.
That is what you've invested into yourself that you will carry through your marriage.
That's so profound.
So what are you investing in yourself now, in readiness for your own marriage? Do you see? The people around you may not have gotten it right, and it's okay. It's their own journey, right? This is your journey. How do you get it right?
This is the one you have control over.
In that idea. If that's an idea, and again, hope it's not pressure. If it's an idea that you really believe in, which I think maybe it's, I can suggest that you should believe in it. You know, you want to invest in it. It's some. I don't take marriage with levity. Be intentional about your marriage, but also don't be fearful about it. Yeah, change your vision, change what you're seeing, and start investing the right things in your own. Start putting the right things in your own pot.
I like that. That is so profound, Siju. And I think that's how you should gauge if you're ready. Because if you're going for a journey, you check your bag, right?
Oh yes,
what have I invested? What have I invested into myself? How prepared am I for the journey? Because the truth is that when we get into marriage, when that marriage starts, I know we are still investing in ourselves, but we are more of.
Do you know what I was going to say? Before you said that, I was going to say, how do you know when you're ready to buy a house? When you know you have enough savings. I said what you're going to say.
Because when the marriage starts, it's more like that's why we hear a lot of saying, you didn't tell me what I'm going to see, and you didn't tell me. Because at that point, everything you've invested in yourself starts betting forth in those different seasons.
Yeah.
That's when you see that, oh, I'm not as patient as I
thought I was. Yeah.
I'm not as loving as I thought I was. I'm not as prayerful as I thought I was.
You. Oh my word. It will let you know yourself. In fact, the part of yourself that you did not know existed. And then you'll be thinking, is this me? Is this truly me? Did I really do that?
So how much have you invested in yourself to cope with those things? Yeah, you will learn along the way, but there are those fundamentals. So I will preach this. I still say this to my younger siblings that are yet to get married. I said, buy this book, go for this conference, keep working on yourself. Any personal development thing you're seeing, any seminar, whether it reflects to you or you think it's in the future, get it. Because we are quick to, just like you said in the video you just made before this, we are quick to buy things, buy the latest phone.
How are you equipping you? How are you investing in your own self? How are you equipping yourself? How are you getting ready for whatever the race you want to run?
And I think why people are not quick to do it is because that's less of what people see.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to introduce myself now, you will first see my outfit.
And I'm not saying, I'm not downplaying the place of appearance. Please, they said how you dress is the way you are dressed. By all means, look good. But after looking good, one of my friends says that your outfit is what gets you in the door. The thing that gets you on the table is what you then say. What are you saying? What's inside? What's coming out?
So
Yeah.
So that's the packaging is good though, but
Yeah.
what is inside of you is the
Yeah.
content equivalent to that packaging.
Yeah. Or even more. Yeah. So that when you enter those spaces, they don't know what to expect. But when you start to show up, ooh, they're thinking, my world.
Anytime my sister tells me of a guy or someone, I said, "Is his head correct? What is in the head?
What do we know is in
What
the
is
head?
in the
Which is
package?"
the exact thing we're saying to you. And not to be rude or anything. What is in your head? What's,
What do you have inside of you? How much have you invested
you
into
need
yourself?
to renew oh goodness, you need to renew your thoughts as well.
And
I'm sorry to say that,
I think
but
that is the key for knowing, or
when you're ready.
that's why I'll tell myself, I still think it's one of the few things I got right, and I thank God for that. I still see
How
the
many things did you
benefits
get
of
right? On a
those.
scale of 1 to 100, how many things did you get right?
Sis, I didn't rush. See, my marriage day, I was still praying. Just in case I didn't hear you. Because I was so scared of getting in trouble.
Even
See, true.
what
I was
what's
no,
this?
not my scared of is not fear, but I was really
But
very
you wanted to get it
concerned.
right.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
really concerned. So even if it was a day to my wedding and I saw something that I wasn't sure of,
You would have
I was ready to
backed
say
out.
a no, because I knew putting my hands on the plow. From my family, from everything that have happened, I've seen the damage a wrong getting it wrong marriage I've done, whether it's scaled through or whether if it didn't scale through. So I felt it was better off not started than started and it didn't work out. Yes, so that was
you're working extra hard to keep it
that was
afloat.
a fear I
Whereas
had.
Larry and I think we were too excited.
That was beautiful.
And that's why we say right now, like, Larry, if we have the sense that we have right now, so, and that's not to say that, anything.
Good.
We're just saying that the sense that we have right now put it in our 27-year-old selves, 24, 27, Larry was 27. I was going to be 25 that year. Put it in our 20 whatever year old selves. The sense that we have now, we would not. Because now,
so are people better off
marrying late
when they are more matured?
Honestly, I think so. I would say I think so. I was chatting to one of our friends as well. So we were saying about, Christian boys, church boys, they're getting married at 21 to, goodness, why am I saying this? They're getting married at 21, 22. And I'm thinking,
I still don't envy that thing.
and I'm thinking,
But that's another day.
that's an interesting age because, okay. Anyway, so the question then.
But there are really beautiful marriages that,
of course,
that people got.
There are awful marriages that people have gotten into at later ages as well. So it's not to say that.
Yeah, but
I think that you would have had enough time. You'd have had more life experiences as well. You'd have had that. Imagine getting married at 21 and getting married at 20, whatever, an older age. You'd have attended more conferences.
This is a teenager, sis.
What at all?
Well,
21.
Sorry.
Don't say that. Don't judge.
I think it depends on people's development.
Exactly, but I think
as at
that
21, I was still struggling through
NYC, exactly.
and I still have some people that are still struggling through school. So I think it depends on personal
stories and experiences as well. But I think that with more time, or as you go up in age, that's how much you amass more experiences, is what I'm saying. So I think that, but if you get married at a later age, then you'd have more experiences to lean back on. You'd have had more conversations as well. You know what you're looking for. A lot of people don't even know who they are. In fact, there's a statistic that says that
marriage
21 and whatever age is when people are still trying to understand who they are. So you don't quite know who you are then. So you want to figure out, and that's why I keep hammering on self-awareness. You want to figure out who you are first before then committing to another person.
Yes.
So that it's not two broken people coming together, two unformed people rather.
Unformed people
coming together.
That are not discovered or known themselves.
Yeah. But I'm not, please, if you want to get married at 21 and you feel like you're
Yeah,
ready
if you
for
feel
it,
ready,
by all means.
but you need to check your list of feeling ready. You need to feel ready. You need to be ready.
Yeah.
So even if everyone around you are ready, just like our poster for today said that, oh, people are ready, and people always do that. You come for a wedding when it's next, especially from where I come from.
But also, I
like,
think that we should disabuse this culture as well of, is disabuse the right word? Anyway, we should do away with a culture of pressuring people into such life-changing decisions. Don't be pressuring people into when are you don't even know why they aren't married yet.
Yeah.
Don't be telling people when are you married, except you have such a good relationship with them that you're coming from a place of, not because you just want to have a nice chat, but you're concerned because you are in that position in their lives that you can
And
be
of course, it
concerned.
will bet into other discussion with them. It will not be
It's not like you
wholesome.
meet people at a wedding and you're saying, when is yours coming? When you see the invitation is when.
And then people will just want to keep to themselves because everyone is looking up to them.
And the other one, don't ask somebody who's married, when are they having babies?
Oh,
so
God.
Rude. That is so rude. Or when are you having your next baby? That is so rude. Stop asking people such questions. They're so intrusive.
We need to keep saying that because a lot, people go through a lot and they might not even be ready. I feel it's their decision. But I think it was a point in my life I got to growing up. I just felt that was a normal question. Even though the only people I asked are really my close friends, like what? It's just like a banter, not like.
I think also your environment. There's some places that it's okay to ask those questions. There's some places it's not okay. It's borderline rude.
Let's go into one that is normal. Do you know, in Africa, it's not normal to ask a pregnant woman of how long their pregnancy have been, of what gender of baby they're expecting. But in other countries, it's a normal thing.
Yeah. So you have to be culturally sensitive, I think is what we're saying. Be sensitive, be emotionally sensitive, be culturally sensitive, what other sensitivity do we require right now?
Let's do anything.
But spiritually sensitive.
I mean, it still boils down to that personal development because when you go into circles like this, that's when you know some of these things.
Yeah, you need to.
They don't just come to you where you are. Because if you're just facing your life and you face your career, some of this other extra knowledge don't just come to you. It comes to you if you go for knowledge.
Yeah, exactly what she said. Growth happens to people who are intentional about it.
It doesn't just come to you.
You can't leave a baby unfed and expect them to grow. You have to intentionally feed them vitamin. I hope I'm not saying the wrong vitamins now. Whatever vitamins doctors suggest or advice that we give to children, we give them, and then we can see the bones are forming. All these other things are happening. And that's intentionality. But when you do not give as much intentionality to something, then you will see how they don't grow. It is what it is. The things that you don't pay attention to, the things that you don't give, that you don't feed intentionally, they don't grow. And that's what growth is about. You need to be intentional about your own growth as well.
Thank you so much. That's I don't feel like ending this on that growth thing you just talked about because you don't just get married and just expect it to work. If you don't feed it, it won't grow.
It will not.
And it won't just stay where it is. It is not static. So it's either it's declining or it's growing.
Because again, just with the analogy of the child that you're not feeding, it's not as if as you are not feeding them, they're not growing. No, they will not be getting sick. Do you see? Yeah. They'll be getting extremely weak and sick until
because someone asked me, said, don't you have you guys have issues in marriage? I said, yeah, there are issues.
Let's not even go. Let's not even go there. Yeah, because we're not perfect humans. Anyway, I am not a perfect human being.
I said there are issues, but how do we come together to so it's now saying, are we intentional to make it work? What are we doing? What are you doing? What am I doing? And that's why it seems like some happily ever. There's no happily. There's happily ever after.
There's happily
but
ever after as a journey, not
it's a
as
journey.
an arrival.
It's not a
You see?
destination.
No, it's a journey.
Destination. It's a journey. So I hope we've answered this question. Oh, there was something but inside me. There's something about this lady. But I hope this has helped a single person out there, and especially this poster on what you should look out before marriage. You can see that the list is exhaustive. It's not exhaustive.
Not.
It's not exhaustive. Just pick out those that are deal breakers to you.
Yes.
Be truthful to yourself, because you're going to be alone in this journey
Yeah.
with whoever you're getting married to. Your sister is not going to be there with your parents, your friends. In fact, all of us are saying, congratulations, congratulations. And that's where it ends. Everybody faced their lives. And you're there alone in this decision you made by yourself. So you have to be ready to say, I'm taking responsibility for this decision. So be real to say, yes, I'm ready at this point. Yes, and I'm ready to go all in. And be sure that whoever you're going into this journey with feels ready to
drag them along. But you don't even need to be dragging anybody along. If they're not investing in themselves in the way that you think they should be, maybe they're not your cup of tea.
Yes, please. So just be real to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Can I?
On that note, I'll sip a cup of tea.
So if you're watching this, what one thing would you tell your younger self before you got married? That's if you're married. What she should look out for? What are those, will I say, those basic deal breakers that we should watch out in a relationship? Someone single, someone who is making or is going to make this decision is watching on this video, and your comments might just help someone. I hope this video has been helpful. Help me say thank you to Dr. Siju for coming again to share from her wise words.
Listen, I am not even saying I'm an expert. We're just having a nice conversation, okay?
And if you enjoyed it, please drop a message, drop a comment. It means, or it tells us something that, oh, this is helpful to someone. And it also helps the algorithm for this video to be posted or to be shown to people who really need it at this point of their life. So be selfless, drop a comment, share a like, or put a like and share this video with someone. If you have a burning question as regards relationship, marriage, or something, just like this person sent today, there's a link on this video. Just post it. It's anonymous. We can't trace it to anybody who sent it, or just come talk about it here. And apart from helping you, it also helps other people. Yeah. So on the next video, we'll see you there. Thank you for watching.